So, you want to get yourself an aquarium for the first time, huh? You click on the right video. What's up my aquatic friends, Raja here, and this is Taj Mahal Aquatics, your source of fun fish content and everything about the world of fish keeping. So, you wanna get your feet wet in the fish keeping hobby and wanna buy your first ever aquarium? You came to the right video, as this video is for you. Before you get your first ever aquarium and get your feet wet in this hobby, there are a number of things you need to know. And lucky for you, I've got everything covered up for you to know everything about getting your first aquarium. So before you get your first aquarium, you better watch this video first before you buy one. So what do you need to know before you get an aquarium? Let's dive in to find out. Before you get an aquarium, let me ask you a question. Are you ready to get your feet wet in the fish keeping hobby? Fish keeping is more than just getting an aquarium and adding fish to it. There are a lot more things you need to know than just getting an aquarium and fish. You will obviously need to do a lot of aquarium maintenance routine like water changes and filter or aquarium cleaning, as well as maintaining good water parameters for your fish. Not to mention some unexpected things, like your fish getting sick or about to breed, and some equipment failures in your aquarium. Fish keeping is also not a cheap hobby. You may spend a lot of money for many things, like getting the aquarium and the equipment itself, as well as fish food and water treatments and medication. Keeping a fish requires a full commitment like any other pets. And if you're not 100% sure that you are ready, I suggest you spend some time rethinking. But if you are ready to commit, then don't close this video, as there are more things you need to know before getting an aquarium. So now you are ready to fully commit to getting your feet wet in this hobby. Now let's see what you need to know before getting your first aquarium. The first thing you need to know is the space that you got. Does your home have plenty of space or limited space? Before you get an aquarium, make sure that you know how much space you have for an aquarium. After you know how much space you have, you can take a look for the best aquarium size. You may now take a look at what is the best aquarium size you can have based on the space that you have in your home. Talking about aquarium size, don't just take a look at the size based on the volume. Take a look at the aquarium size based on the dimension also, which is by length, width, and height, as this will impact the next thing you need to know, which is the fish you want to keep. When choosing an aquarium, consider the fish you want to have also. Do a research on the best fish for the aquarium size of your choice, as well as how much fish you can keep in your aquarium size of your choice, so you don't end up getting the wrong fish and overstocking your aquarium. The weight of the aquarium is also what you need to consider, as if you place the aquarium in a place like a tabletop, you better make sure that your tabletop is strong enough. If not, consider getting an aquarium stand. And the last thing is the budget. You have to know how much budget you spend to set up an aquarium and getting some water treatment to start with. And those are some things you need to know before getting an aquarium. Now let's see what other things you need to know. So now you know what things you need to know before getting an aquarium. Now let's see what is the best aquarium size to start with. Like I previously said, when choosing an aquarium, you have to know how much space you have. You don't want to get an aquarium that's larger than the space you have. So it is important to know how much space you have for an aquarium. And once you know how much space you have, what is the best aquarium size to start with? If it's your first ever aquarium, don't choose an aquarium that is too small. Larger aquariums are obviously better, but don't go too large either, as larger aquariums are expensive. If you just started fish keeping, I would recommend something in the range of 15 to 20 gallons. A 20 gallon is the best size to start with, but if a 20 gallon aquarium is hard to find in your area, like mine, then 15 gallon would be fine. Going larger than 20 gallons is totally permissible, as long as you have the space to put it. And take a look at the aquarium dimension also, as this will impact on the fish that you can have in it. Some aquariums can be taller and less longer and wider, while others can be longer and shallower but more wider. Taking a look at the dimension is as important as taking a look at the aquarium's volume. And those are what you need to know about the best size of aquarium to start with. Once you know what is the best aquarium size to start with, let's see what you need to do when you are going to purchase an aquarium. When purchasing an aquarium, there are a few things you need to check when selecting an aquarium. The first and the most obvious things you need to check is defects in the aquarium. Check for any scratches in the aquarium before you purchase it. This is important, especially with acrylic aquariums, as scratches will ruin the viewing of the aquarium. Another important part to check is the seam of the aquarium. This is very important, as if the seam is no good, then bad luck is about to happen to that aquarium. Make sure that the seam seals tight and no defects on the seam. For a glass aquarium, make sure the glass cut is smooth and even. And then the second inspection you need to do is within the specification of the aquarium. Does the aquarium come with a stand or not? If yes, make sure the stand is in a good condition and has no defects. The same goes if the aquarium comes with a lid. Make sure the lid is fit and has no defects as well. And if your aquarium is an aquarium kit with a light and filter, make sure the filter and lights work perfectly. And that's what you need to check when selecting an aquarium before you make a purchase. Before we go any further, I want to show you some aquariums that I recommend you to stay away from. There are some aquariums that I would not recommend you to get, and here are some of those aquariums. Number 1. Defected aquariums. This one is obvious, as nobody likes defected things, and if you buy it, bad luck is about to come. Number 2. Glass bowl aquarium. This thing is a prison for your fish, and I can guarantee you no fish would live happily in that aquarium. Yes, there are bigger bowls for fish to live in, but they are pricier, and I would recommend you getting a normal aquarium than this thing. Number 3. Anything under 5 gallons. The reason is the same for the bowl. No space to do anything, and it's gonna be a nightmare for your fish. And the last one, cylindrical aquariums, especially the ones that are small in volume and have a small diameter too. They are not the greatest to maintain, plus not the best for your fish too. And those are some aquariums you should not buy. And let's carry on with other things. The placement of the aquarium is also important, so it is important to place the aquarium in the right place. Placing an aquarium near the window, especially if the window gets direct sunlight, is not recommended. It may look good for aquarium plants, but it can also push algae growth, and you will have algae bloom. Another place that is not recommended for aquariums is near the door. as your fish might get startled by the sound of the door. Placing the aquarium near the heating vent or air conditioning unit is also not recommended, as it can alter the aquarium temperature. And also, no speakers near the aquarium, as the sound of the speaker can startle the fish, especially if your speaker is this big. The best place for an aquarium, in my opinion, is in the corner of the room, facing the main viewing area where you can easily view the aquarium. That way, you can not only enjoy viewing the aquarium, but also keep an eye on the fish to make sure everything is okay. If you just set up a brand new aquarium, here are some mistakes you should avoid. The first one is to add in the fish too early. Don't add in the fish after you just set up the aquarium, and wait for your aquarium to fully cycle. The cycling process can vary from 2 weeks to a month, and during that period, you should not add any fish to it unless you are doing a fish-in cycling method. The second mistake to avoid is to add in too many fish at once. If you just set up an aquarium, then don't add too many fish at once. Just add a couple fish first when you just finish the cycling period, and then adding more later. And the last is feeding the new fish after the fish are released. Wait for at least 24 hours before you feed them, so they have some time to settle. So there you go. Those are everything you need to know before getting an aquarium. Keeping a fish might be interesting, but there are a few things you need to know before you get into the hobby. And lucky for you, I've got everything covered up in this video, so you know everything about setting up your first ever aquarium. So that's a wrap for this video, and are you ready to set up your first ever aquarium? Let me know in the comment section below, and give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and share this video to your friends that want to get their feet wet in the fish keeping hobby. And if you want to see more cool fish content from this channel, make sure to subscribe because there will be more to come. Thanks for watching my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you in the next video.